Hello Night Stars. In today's video we're going to watch something that is a bit gruesome, a little bit not really something everybody's gonna like, but it is about animal abuse. And I watch a lot of cop cam, and I found this video that I thought it was a very interesting person that abused this animal. Now, as somebody who is very interested in behavior and the way people react in certain ways and how it tells a lot about a person, it's right up my alley. And also, if you hear like some other sounds, it's my dog. I was gonna record this video without her, but she has my heart, so she gets to do whatever. All right, let's watch this.
Thought I was going to the vet. That camera captured her.
Did you see the video?
It made me sick to my stomach. She's not the person you thought she was if she's doing this to the dog.
What's going on here?
It was a warm spring day in Tampa, Florida, when the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office responded to a disturbing 911 call. The caller claims to have video evidence of a family's beloved 9-year-old Siberian Husky, Maya, being subjected to unimaginable cruelty. Little did they know this video would become the key to uncovering a pattern of hidden violence far more extensive than anyone could have imagined. Most of the following footage has never been seen before. As officers rush to the scene, they're immediately greeted by Kimberly, who is the owner of the house and the pet.
Who was inside?
Oh my God. It's my son's girlfriend. He's my
The footage here is censored for privacy purposes, but Officer Orndorff's police report states that he follows Kimberly into the residence and discovers a truly disheartening scene. Inside, they find the dog Maya lying almost impaired on the floor. Upon examination, it is discovered that she has a laceration on her forehead, one dilated pupil, and is extremely sensitive to touch across her head and back.
Okay, so something I find very interesting is that as a person who owns a dog, and if you think about it for a moment, you don't have to be a dog lover for this, but we all know that dogs love you unconditionally. It does not care about society standard. It does not care what you look like, what you have, status, fame, yada yada. It does not care. What it cares is that you love them, care for them, and play with them. And they love you unconditionally for that. And something I don't understand in this case is that how you can look at a creature that is like that and just straight up abuse them. Like, don't care about them at all. And I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, such a precious little thing, and you just abuse them. I don't get it at all. And another thing is that Kimberly, the mom, so this is Kimberly's dog, and what's her name? Amaranth? What her name is? The abuser. It's not even her dog. It's her boyfriend's mom's dog that she's abusing. And here's the thing I don't understand is that there's like boundaries, right? You don't do things towards other people's stuff. In this case, the dog does, the mom does own the dog, right? It is not her dog, but she abused this dog that is not even hers, which is how, you know what I mean? Like, for me, it's like, how does that work, How do you, like, disrespect both the dog and the mom at the same fucking time and not care at all? You know what I mean? Like, the steps, the boundaries it takes for a person to do that and don't care about it.
Maya started showing multiple unexplainable injuries after her son's girlfriend Elizabeth moved in with them in August 2022.
Elizabeth, in this case, not only abused the dog and disrespected mom, but she's also living with them. It's not even her house. It's not even like, you know what I mean? Like, she's living with her boyfriend's mom. It's a privilege to do so. And she's straight up doing things to this dog that's not hers. And that she has come to the dog's territory and just like straight up do these things. And you know, the step by step, like the amount of things she's doing, fully knowing that she doesn't like have any sort of saying in this in the house, because first of all, it's not her house, and then it's not her dog, and then how does one person do that? It's not even her own family, it's her boyfriend's family. Like,
shows Officer Orndorff the footage she captured of Elizabeth violently attacking Maya. The video evidence is so disturbing that the officer turns the phone off after watching only for a few seconds and places Elizabeth under arrest.
Can I have somebody call my boyfriend, please?
How old are you?
I'm 21.
You can call whoever from the jail.
I don't know his phone number. I use everything on speed dial.
okay, so something I also note here is that what do you think the boyfriend's gonna do in this moment? Like, you being arrested and you know exactly what you've done. You have abused this dog, and you say, can I call my boyfriend? What is your boyfriend gonna do in this situation? What is he going to do? He can't help you not get to jail or like getting arrested. Do you want him to like, oh, police, I am so sorry for her behavior, she's never gonna do this again, please release her? That's not gonna happen. The only thing I think she might think it's gonna help is that sometimes, you know, people want a comfort, and the comfort can be a person, in this case her boyfriend, and she just want him there. But at the same time, it's like there's like other things you can be concerned about. For example, you getting arrested. Do you know what that means? That means getting a lawyer, you know. And this sidetrack here, but requesting a lawyer doesn't have to only be that you're a suspect, but you can also be a witness or anything. If a police start to interrogate you, no matter if you are a witness, even if you're not in the, you know, the suspect, you can always request a lawyer, because the lawyer is there to make sure that, you know, your rights and you know, basically your rights are being met, basically. The thing is that her first thing in her mind is that calling her boyfriend that she's being arrested, you know. I would like think you would think of, oh, maybe I should get a lawyer because they're gonna interrogate me, or oh, what am I going to do? I'm being arrested. Because if I ever, you know, get arrested, I'm gonna be like, oh my god, what do I do in this situation? I will start questioning, like I will start like being, what, like, can I ask for a lawyer? Like, what's gonna happen to me? Like that is what I think would happen. In this case, you know, it's not, I'm not saying animal abuse, I'm just saying in general, when you're being arrested, that's usually what the mind goes to. But in this case, she's just like straight up like, get my boyfriend here.
Actually, yeah, it is this side.
The severity of her actions seem to escape her entirely as she has other concerns on her mind.
If I am released, do you know what time I would be released? I have testing tomorrow.
I don't know. Have a seat.
Okay, so another thing in her mind is basically, I have a test tomorrow. So when do I get released? If I get released? Girl, you should have thought about that before you committed a crime. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it with these people. Is that they know that they have something upcoming, right? It could be like in her case a test. You know, it's a really important test. She does these things and she thinks she's gonna get away with it. That's how like their mind works. It's like, I'm gonna get away with it, so it doesn't matter. Like tomorrow I'm gonna have a test and life moves on. it's crazy. Like, you're doing some crazy ass stuff, and then you just expect that the next day is gonna be casual. And that's something I'm like terrified of. Terrified of these kind of people. Is that, oh, I have something like normal to do, like a test, but before that I'm gonna abuse, commit a crime, and act like nothing happened the next day.
Placing Elizabeth in the back of the patrol vehicle, Officer Worster and Officer Galarza arrive to aid in the investigation. The violence that the dog endured is not lost on them, but the full extent of this atrocity is yet to be seen.
Dog okay?
Dog's going to the vet. He got hit in the head repeatedly with a mallet.
Okay, so it's called a mallet. Okay, I thought it was like a hammer. I was like, it's not better, but you know, I'm learning English.
See the video?
Yeah.
What, they know what vet they're going to?
Yeah, Baycrest right here. Do you want to do me a favor?
What's up?
Could you follow her over there and
See what's wrong?
see what's wrong and get the medical records? Because this is not the first time it's happened, but she installed cameras to...
Hold up, wait a minute. Not the first time it has happened. Not the first time it has happened. What?
with no explanation.
Ridiculous, man. What's wrong with people?
Based on the medical records, Maya's first unexplained injury occurred that month on August 26th with a torn toenail. The vet...
Torn toenail? If you think of a human, right, when they get their fingernail removed, do you know how painful that is? I haven't experienced it, but I had a lot of friends who describe it to me. Straight pain. Pull this fingernail that's supposed to protect your finger, like straight up. Oh, the image of that, and then doing it to a dog.
However, concerns begin to grow as time passes. Maya returns 6 months later on February 2nd with another torn toenail, and her injuries only escalate from there.
And that's kind of when you start to go concerned, right? Because the second time it's like, okay, now it's happening again. And if, like, as a person that has a dog, for example, my dog had an ear infection. I was like, okay, now I know what an ear infection looked like, and I'm gonna be careful. I'm gonna clean it. I'm gonna take care of it. I'm gonna make sure that she doesn't have it again. And what I would assume the mom would do, you know, take care of the dog and make sure it doesn't happen again. And then it happened again, and that's when you start to like, that's a bit weird, you know, like, I'm taking care of this dog, I'm making sure that they're getting their care, and I'm making sure that they're not doing it again, and I watch over them as much as I can, and then it happened again, and it'd be like, what is going on? You know, you start to doubt a bit.
In March, she returns with a fresh puncture wound on her head and another broken toenail. At this point, the vet brings up the possibility of violence in the household to Kimberly.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, because now it has happened 3 times. Torn toenail 3 times. That is very, very uncommon. And then also a wound on the head, which is very, very odd, because I don't know, I don't have a husky. I know husky is a very active dog, and they like to run, and they do a lot of stupid things. But I have a dog that is also active, but I have never seen her having such a wound on her body like that. Even she likes to play rough, and she likes to run around in the forest, and she trips sometimes and stuff like that. She never had that. And even she's a digging dog. I don't know what you call it, like the dog, they dig up animals and stuff like that. So her instinct sometimes comes up where she will start digging, but she never had an issue with her nail. And now there's a difference between an older dog that is 9 and a dog who is I think she's like 3. My dog's 3. She's about to turn 4. Anyways, I was like, is she turning 3? I'm not good at keeping birthdays, not even my own, so I'm so sorry for my dog, but I will look it up. But here's the thing. Even if a husky is 9 years old, it's gonna be a very old dog, right? It's things can happen, stuff like that, but wounds and like repeated injury at the same places are very uncommon, especially when it's, I don't think 9-year-old huskies are as active as they were when they were like in their teenage adulthood. So very, very odd. And I applaud the veteran, what do you call it, veterinarian, the vet, that there might be some violence or abuse in the household, because it's so uncommon. And yeah, I don't know if the mom suspected Emberly, I don't know her name. I don't know if she suspected that she the girlfriend actually did something, but I would assume that she thought about that too. Was like, it's a bit odd. So there were signs. There were definitely signs, but then again, I don't think the mom had evidence to say that, you know, the girlfriend did it. So it was right of her to, you know, have a camera set up so that she can catch the act and have evidence, which I really, really applaud her for that, because she, I think in sort of way, when the vet told her that might be abuse, I think she finally kind of like also suspected or realized that something was going on. But because I'm thinking she works, she can't be at home all the time like the girlfriend can. So when she set up the camera, she wanted to get some kind of proof that it was happening, and, you know, gotta give her that, like, that she actually like did it. You know, some people ignore those signs and don't listen, but it shows that the mom really do care about the dog, and she wanted to know what's going on when she's not home.
Officer Orndorff returns to Elizabeth to read her Miranda rights, but her focus is directed elsewhere.
I'm not going to be able to make an impact on my exam, obviously.
If your
Nobody
exam's
cares.
today, no.
No, my exam is tomorrow. I have testing all week.
You could bond out. You're gonna have a bond.
As of right now, I don't know if she's pressing charges. I assume so.
Okay. Well,
So we know at this point she knows what she's up for, and she's like, I've been studying for an entire week and all that, and now the test is tomorrow. This is like, it's like an inconvenience for her. It's not really that she feel any sort of sadness or any sort of guilt. It's more like inconvenience, because she thought that she could get away with this. That her day was just gonna be like any other days.
before we continue, I just need to know: are you willing to answer questions or make a statement without an attorney being present?
I'd rather have an attorney be present.
If a police officer start asking you questions, you can ask for a lawyer if you're being detained or arrested. And in this case, she did exactly that. She wanted a lawyer present, and then the police are not allowed to interrogate her until the lawyer is there. Now, this is good, even as it's good for all involved. Also, something I don't think people note is that if the police don't ask you questions, they don't have to ask you if you want a lawyer present. If you start talking about the situation and they don't ask you anything and you start babbling, that is not wrong for them to do. Like, you're talking yourself, if you know what I mean. Like, they're not asking questions, you're the one that talks, and they're only one that listens. So if you use the argument, yeah, but I didn't say anything, I didn't have a lawyer, but they still have evidence against you because you talked when you should have asked for a lawyer. So that's why they tell you to don't talk at all when you don't have a lawyer present. Especially if you're being detained or arrested, stop talking. even if they don't ask you questions, people have a tendency of wanting to explain themselves in this situation, which is very common, but it's also a tactic for police to get informations even though they didn't ask you a question because you explain it yourself. And some people think it's gonna save them from the situation, but sometimes you can like actually incriminate yourself in things rather than saving you. So yeah, don't talk.
Fair enough. All right. So you share that bedroom with your boyfriend?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna.
Just see
It's
the
in
portion.
the room.
Okay.
You wanted me to get it up once it locks up. If you want.
Okay. Well, I have to get a waiver of search. Otherwise, I'm gonna write a
Okay, I need waiver of search in order to retrieve mallet.
search warrant.
Okay.
The only thing I am gonna ask you is if you would consent to a search of your bedroom to retrieve the mallet. That's all
So
I'm
they
looking
did.
for.
Mallet's behind the door. My
Like I said, I'm not asking you to answer anything. Just yes or no. Do you consent to a search of the room to retrieve the mallet?
it's fine.
Okay.
On April 6th, 8 months after Elizabeth moved in, Maya returns with a laceration on her head so deep that it extends to the skull and requires 6 stitches.
Okay, so we're talking about three torn nails, 1 head wound, and 1 like severe head wound. That's not normal. Like that is not normal at all. Something is going on, and I love the mom for actually like recording everything, because you know she's not gonna be able to be there all the time because she had things to do. Wow, that I wish it was sooner. You know, I wish it was sooner, but yeah, it's sooner than later, I guess.
Then, a week later, Maya returns limping as the vet notes she has decreased extension of her neck and pain in the scapular region on the left
Okay, now
side.
it's
This
getting
is when he
really
recommends
intense.
setting up a camera at home to capture the suspect.
Okay, so it escalated and escalated and escalated, and then she was like, this is not normal. And then she set up a camera. Good for her, you know.
Assaults. Before continuing his investigation, Officer Orndorff sits in the vehicle with Elizabeth to work on his computer, and what she says in her defense is nothing short of appalling.
Yes, ma'am.
Their dog bit me earlier this year. She told me that if I pressed charges against her, she was going to have her son break up with me.
Okay, this is what I mean when I say when you request a lawyer, that means silence, basically. Silence until they're there. Like, this is what I know the police gonna say, like, I'm not questioning you, you don't have to answer, because, you know, in court they can say, like, oh, she was forced into answering and stuff like that, right? But in this case, it is actually like the police told her, after, you know, when she talks, that she doesn't have to answer anything, and he's not questioning her or stuff like that, and she chose willingly to explain herself. And this is what I mean. People have a tendency to explain themselves when they're like in a, you know, they're being caught, and it does not look good in their case. This is exactly what I mean. Like, ask for a lawyer, be quiet. Okay, be quiet. But the good thing is that she's not like that, so we can actually see the video. So what I have, which is good for us, you know what I mean? I get more info. So what we have here is that she got bit by a dog a year ago. And I think this is why she has a bit of a grudge against the dog. And she also said, like, oh, if I press charges, she would make me break up with her boyfriend. And I think that's like her, I think it was when she was like, okay, now, in her mind, I would assume, in her mind, there's like a reason to why she does it. It's not ethically or morally good, but in her head, it would be like, there's a reason to why I did it. And it is not just, it's like an excuse, basically, saying like, it's not my fault, I am not a evil person. It's the dog's fault because the dog started it. It bit me, and it's the mom's fault because she is trying to make me break up with my boyfriend. So she had, in that reasoning, she can do all these things, right?
Don't mean to cut you off, but I can't talk to you without an attorney present because you said you want an attorney, okay? So I can't talk to you about any of this anymore.
As Officer Worster attempts to help Maya into the vehicle to bring her to the vet's clinic, she quickly revolts in response. There's no telling the full extent of the damage done to her body.
Damn.
But what investigators uncover later will
Did you see that the little puppy was so scared? Oh.
paint a harrowing picture. Soon, an animal control unit officer arrives on the scene, stepping in to help Maya into the vehicle.
Yeah, wait, she's here now and she's...
I'm gonna help you get into the car. Okay. So come down a second.
Yeah, she's heard all. Well, he's seen the video.
I have a muzzle. We're gonna put a muzzle on her. Okay, so she doesn't bite us.
All right.
I'll get you into the vehicle. One of us is gonna likely go with you.
He is. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
While they wait for help, Kimberly raises concerns about the consequences of Elizabeth's actions.
This is like, regardless if I press charges.
She's going to jail no matter what.
She's under arrest, ma'am.
No, but I'm saying, my son's like, well, you gotta not press charges. He don't know the whole story yet.
Yeah,
I'm like,
no. There's no, we're beyond that.
Your mom calls you and say your partner has been abusing the dog. She has a lot of wounds. She's limping. She, she's traumatized. And I've seen in the camera what she have done. And, and then you just go, yeah, but you don't know the whole story. Yeah, but you don't know the whole story. You can't press charges on her. Okay, here's the thing. If my partner ever abused animals, all right, and my parents call me and tell me that, I'm breaking up with that person. Excuse me, that's violence. That is like, how can you hurt a dog? It's like an adorable little thing. What do you mean, like, oh, you don't know the whole story? There's a camera. There's an entire video showcasing what she have done to the dog, that even the police couldn't watch. You know what I mean? And it made me think further that the times where the toenail and the head wounds and the severe head injuries and neck, stuff like that, might have been excused by the boyfriend to his mom, saying, oh, it's not her fault. It could have been that Maya has been running a lot. Maya has been hitting the furniture, hitting the kitchen. Like, you can't blame it on her. And I'm pretty sure that the mom, in a way, is affected by the boyfriend's, or in this case her son's, opinions, because you live with them and they're your son. You're gonna have a little bit of doubt because you don't wanna see that your son's girlfriend does something like this, right? So that's why she set up a camera, because she was like, okay, I want actual proof, because they don't seem to be listening to me. They don't seem to think the same way as I think.
That video.
You can't make that decision for the dog.
No, but I'm saying you saw that video.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's just, you'll get over it. You guys are sorry. I'm her voice and her mom. And
Yeah, when it comes to children and animals,
but when she said that
you don't have the
she
choice to
yelled at
not
her yesterday,
press charges.
it's so, like, her parents might show up and cause a huge scene, then I'm just gonna call y'all again, right?
You call us?
Okay.
Call us, yeah.
Okay, so something I also noted here is that the mom says that, her parents might come here and start yelling and stuff like that, and I might call you guys. I'm just thinking, okay, my assumption would be, okay, so her parents are that it can't be my daughter. It can't be my daughter. You can't do this to my daughter. My daughter would never do something like this. It's a very common thing in parents to believe that their child could never do such thing, right? It's a very common thing. But here's the thing: when you don't believe that your child can do something like this, you're gonna excuse everything they do. And in her case, like, abusing a dog and the parents going, she can't do that. Why do you do this to her? Even if she did, you know, admit that she did do it, they would be like, yeah, but there must be a reason because the dog bit her. That's why she did it. Like, no, dude, like, your daughters suck.
Huge scene, then I'm just gonna call y'all again, right?
You call us?
Okay.
Call us, yeah. How long has she been living here with you guys?
Too damn long. 9 months.
Damn. Okay.
Might have to figure something out with that too.
Oh no, she's not coming back.
I mean, like, the mom has been nice. 9 months is a lot.
No, I mean, she moved in August. 2 weeks later, I was in the hospital with GI bleeding.
Okay. So, I thought it was like work, but she also had like health issues and stuff. Yeah.
Healthy. And then September was the hurricane. October, I was back in the hospital.
So, you know, I thought like why didn't do anything sooner, and I would assume by these things that whenever she did see the toenail things or head injury things, the boyfriend would like find like excuses for the girlfriend if the mom ever assumed it was her, and that made her doubt herself. The second is that she's never home because, you know, she has health issues and have been staying in hospital for a long time, which means like, you know, you're more focused on other things, and you know, hospital stuff, getting sick is not easy. So I get it. It's gone so long because, you know, she had other issues she had to deal with, and you know, nobody really suspected somebody they know would do anything like this. You know, you would think that he have found somebody who's good. You know, you would think like my son have brought in a good girlfriend. You know, you don't want to think that they're a bad person generally.
Yeah, and the next thing you know, Maya, her toenails, she pulled a toenail out. Dogs don't just pull this out. She just had 4 toenails pulled out.
I thought it was 3. It was 4. Oh, how well, woman. Even though, you know, 3 is a lot, I thought I was like, okay. There was more. That's what I'm like, there's more. There's more. Okay, I'm so fucking, I'm sorry. Wow, okay. How do I say this? Something I noted is that she did it 4 times, right? Toenails. And I would assume it might because something related to that happened to her. I have watched the video before, but I don't quite remember all the details. But it seems very intentional to be doing that. You know what I mean? It's the exact same place, and it would seem like there's a reason behind it. You know, she abused the dog by pulling its toenails, which is a very specific thing to do. Usually, if you don't have a reason, you would like punch the dog or kick the dog.
Ridiculous.
On the other hand, Officer Orndorff takes the opportunity to fill in the animal control officers with the case details.
God, I don't have a muzzle.
Oh, that's okay. So what happened is, this is Mom. Mom lives here with her adult son.
Okay.
Adult son's girlfriend, who's also an adult, lives here as well.
Okay.
The girlfriend doesn't like the dog. Today she put a leash around its neck, was pulling it tight, and then repeatedly hit the dog in the head with a rubber mallet. On video.
The officer's face says it all. Now that Maya has the assistance she needs, officers move to retrieve the mallet from the house.
She's nice.
That's
She's just...
okay. I'll put the muzzle on.
I don't have a muzzle.
Oh.
Ma'am, I'm gonna go inside and get the mallet if that's okay.
Yeah, I already locked the door though. Hold on.
She locked the door, so.
Yes. Maya. It's okay, Maya. It's okay.
You don't accidentally bite us.
No, just let me do it, because if she bites you, then we're in a whole other different ballpark.
I'm gonna let you do it.
Yeah, I just need help to,
Can you get her front end?
come on, baby.
She's paying all over because she was
See,
here.
well, you've seen how many,
Yeah.
he was hitting her with a mallet all over. Come on, girl. Come on. I just need like her. Oh, there's.
Okay, she got out.
As the officers watch Maya struggle to get into the vehicle, they can't
Poor
shake the revolting
baby.
video from their minds.
Poor baby.
Let her out,
She's
man.
9
That's
years
disturbing,
old too.
man.
She's an old doggy.
It made me sick to my stomach watching the video.
Soon enough, Officer Orndorff retrieves the mallet that was hidden behind the bedroom door and
Did you see the size of that thing? Okay, I've never seen a mallet before, so I'm sorry if like I didn't know how like big they were, but holy fucking crap!
a brown paper bag. Kimberly hastily leaves with Maya for the vet, and Officer Worcester follows suit. A short while after, Kimberly's son and Elizabeth's boyfriend Austin arrives, unprepared for the chilling revelation awaiting him.
We already got the mallet, so she gave us permission to go get it. So we don't need to go in your room.
Okay, is there a way I can talk to him?
Yeah, can you lower the window?
What happened?
Oh my god. Okay. I have to just like not be mad. Okay. She just fully admitted that she did to the dog. Who cares about your fucking education, ma'am? Bitch. You okay. Here's something I don't understand with these kind of people. Is that you had the absolute option to not do. Wait, hold up. I'm being distracted by things. Hold up. Okay. You have the option of not doing that to the dog. Like, legitimately, you did that to the dog. Okay? You hit the dog. You put it in a leash tightly so she doesn't escape and beat the fucking dog with a mallet. And then you go to your boyfriend asks, "Oh, what happened?" You say, I bit the dog." And there goes my education because your mom's gonna press charges on me. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, in her head, it is basically this is like a common thing for her, or if not common, then it is about that she thinks she's gonna get away with it. So for her, it was like, oh, I'm gonna beat this dog. Tomorrow I'm gonna have a test. And in her head, it was like, oh, you fucked up my education. What about the dog? What about the dog? What are you? It's 9 years old. We told you.
Huh?
Unwilling to speak any further, Elizabeth shuts Austin out, leaving him.
Wow, okay, she's like that.
Him with more questions than answers. Thankfully, the officers are more than willing to fill him in, but the question remains, can he handle what his partner did to his beloved pet?
What's the situation with your girlfriend and the dog?
Really, the dog would kind of isolate herself from her, but not. And I mean, there's never been like, and there's never been an incident like this. The dog's really skittish.
4 torn toenails. Hold on. 4 torn toenails. 1 head injury. 1 severe head injury. A neck and stuff like that. What do you mean? It has never happened. Incidents like this hasn't happened. Like, what do you mean? Just because she beat the dog this time. Like, you never. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. For 9 months and these kind of things has happened. There is signs. There is signs. Okay? Like, what are you talking about? You can't talk to me like this is the first time, as if it's like a shock for you. Maybe like a pure shock that she does something like this, but I'm saying there must have been signs. I don't think she, the way she acts, I don't think it was that like hush hush. I think you just didn't look through it enough, especially if the dog isolate herself from your girlfriend. That must be something wrong. Dogs don't just automatically be like, I don't like you. Well, they do, but there's a reason for that. There's a reason why dogs don't like certain people. Like, listen to the dog.
And then she used to kind of scare the dog whenever she had first moved over, and then she stopped.
What do you mean by scaring the dog? What does that mean in your terms? Because when I say I'm scaring the dog, it means like I come up to her a little bit and I spook her a little bit, and then we play and then we have fun. You know what I mean? That's my scaring the dog. What do you mean when you say she's scaring the dog? Because I think there's a different term of what you and I think scaring the dog means.
Because she realized how the dog was, and the nose
She would scare the dog on purpose?
is a joke.
As a joke?
Yeah.
Okay.
Austin appears to be in the dark about what's truly been going on behind closed doors.
I don't think so. Here's the thing. They've been living together for 9 months, and she's been sleeping there, and you know they've been together for 9 months, at least 9 months in the house. What do you mean like he's completely lost? The dog doesn't like her. It isolates from her. The dog is not gonna lie when it's scared of somebody. The dog is gonna show signs of, you know, trauma when they have to see that person. If a dog get beaten up or something traumatic happened to them, they're not gonna be nice, or they're not gonna want to be near the abuser. What do you mean you... I don't think that. I can't believe that, because 9 months together in that house, you have seen how she is, you have seen how the dog reacts to her, and you think that's okay, like, and you think it's different. Nah, I don't think he's completely clueless. I just think that he just didn't think further into it. He knew something was off, but he didn't think further into it.
He never suspected the horrifying secrets that were being kept from him.
I don't know, sometime fall last year, the dog had bit her because the dog had got scared because she had dropped the pan. And then she went to go pet the dog or apologize at the time. And then I guess she bit the dog bit her.
Where at on her body?
On her thumb.
This is what I mean. For a toenail, alright, on this dog, she got bit on the toenail. Intentions. Reasons. She did it on purpose. She wanted that dog to suffer the same way she did. In her head, it was like, you did that to me, so I'm gonna do it to you. Not once, but 4 times. And I'm gonna beat you on your head and neck. Oh, that's so... I can't believe I had to say this. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? If you scare the dog and it bits you, I don't think it was on purpose. You know, if we say that nothing, she have not done the dog anything, but the dog is just scared because, you know, it's a pan, it makes you know, it makes sounds. It's just a scared baby. I don't think it was on purpose, you know. It wasn't as if it was like launching into her. It was like her finger, because she was trying to pet the dog. I think it just got scared and instinct came in.
Okay, so it was nothing serious?
Nothing serious. Like, she ended up having to go get checked out, but I mean, it wasn't nothing like crazy.
Did she need stitches or anything?
She did end up having to get her nail popped off just because.
See, there were a reason. She wanted dog to feel that.
Because of the swelling and stuff like that.
Feel the same way.
It's because she got it right on the nail.
Okay.
The bed. I mean, outside of that, ever since then, they've just kind of like kept their, you know, ways from each other, I guess you could say, or however you want to word it.
Okay. Have you ever seen Elizabeth hit the dog?
No.
Okay.
Having heard Austin's side of the story,
I think I believe him when he said that he haven't seen Elizabeth hit the dog. I don't think these signs were that she hit the dog, but I think the sign was the little tiny things, like how the dog behaved, how she behaved around the dog, and the behind the torn toenail, and she got bit and she had to remove her toenail. It's a very weird coincidence kind of thing, you know? Because it's such a weird coincidence, he didn't think further into it, and I think that's the reason why he didn't think something like this happened. But if he would have looked into the small little details, I think he would have found out that he didn't want to think his girlfriend would do something like this. And I don't think the girlfriend ever did it in front of him or anything like that. I think the girlfriend did it when they weren't home, like both of them.
Officers reveal the brutal reality of the horrors Elizabeth has inflicted.
Did you know your mom put up cameras in the living room?
Yes.
Okay. That camera captured her beating the dog repeatedly with a mallet.
Repeatedly, like how many times?
Multiple. I can tell you, as your mom was showing it to me, after the 5th or 6th one, I told her that was enough, and I just went straight to the bedroom and asked her to come out to speak with me. So I'm going to have to watch it again, see how many exactly.
Investigators later obtained the text messages exchanged between Elizabeth and her boyfriend Austin during the time of this crime. At 2:04 p.m., he messages her saying, "Your computer is in the little open area in my desk." This message is received at the start of Elizabeth committing the heinous act. She replies to Austin with an eerie message an hour later at 3:04 p.m. saying, "Sorry, amor, I left my phone in my bag while I showered. I took a scalding hot shower. Felt nice."
Okay, something I find really, really odd is that when people do something this heinous, like absolutely disturbing, they can like not pretend, but they can act normal after doing all of it. You know what I mean? Like, if I put myself in this situation and I actually like abuse the dog, I could not handle the guilt. I could not do it, you know? And these people, they act as if nothing happened. They act as if their day is just normal. Like she said, she took a hot shower afterward. After repeatedly doing things to the dog, she took a shower.
Dog.
In the head. I'm not sure where else, but definitely the head. Dog had a gash above its eye. I mean, that alone could have killed the dog. That dog's hurt.
Yeah, that's what he was telling me.
Yeah, she's being arrested on felony charges, and those charges will not be dropped. It's not up to your mom. It's kind of like domestic. When it comes to children and pets,
Yeah.
it's kind of like domestic.
No, I understand. I just
People don't have a choice whether they want to press charges or
this
not.
whole thing is just like
The state picks up the charges. No, I'm just saying.
this whole situation. I'm just like kind of
Shocked.
How long you been dating Elizabeth?
Literally this month's 5 years.
What do you mean you didn't know? 5 years, 5 fucking years. What do you mean you didn't know? What do you mean you didn't know? What? How do you say no? I can't believe it. I can't believe it. 5 years with a woman, and you didn't think she would do something like this. There must be signs. There must be signs. After 5 years, I don't think she hid anything from you. What? What? What do you mean? What? I'm sorry. What do you mean? You didn't. And I'm not just talking about the dog. I'm just talking in general. There's like behavior stuff. And people like these, they act differently in a way. In a smaller details, like, you know how she didn't care for the dog. She only cared about her education. That is not normal. It's also not normal to abuse a dog because the dog got scared and bit you, and then you want to do a revenge. It's a dog. It doesn't know. It didn't know. What the fuck? No, what the fuck? No, 5 years? My guy.
I'm sure it's hard.
Making sense now.
What did he say?
It's kind of like domestic. When it comes to children and pets,
Yeah.
it's kind of like domestic.
No, I understand. I just
People don't have a choice whether they want to press charges or
this
not.
whole thing is just like
The state picks up the charges. No, I'm just saying.
this whole situation. I'm just like kind of
Shocked.
How long you been dating Elizabeth?
literally this month's 5 years.
I'm sure it's hard.
Making sense now.
Okay. See, this is what I mean. It's the small little details along the line, or along the way, if you want to say it in that way, that you make to start like, is this person like okay? You know what I mean? And even he says it like, everything makes sense now. Yeah, If you would have put all those puzzle pieces together, you would have come to realize that she is not the woman you think she is. But, you know, sooner than later. But holy crap, 5 years with this woman.
I'm sure it's hard for you to think, you know, she's not the person you thought she was if she's doing this to the dog. Well, she's going to be at Orient Road Jail. Okay. Just so you know, because the dog resides here, the judge is probably going to say that she can't come back here.
Yeah.
So that's just to make sure that the dog stays safe.
As the officers conclude their conversation with Austin, tension lingers as uncertainty looms over Maya's fate. Over at the vet clinic, Maya undergoes a complete physical analysis, revealing injuries even more horrific than anyone could have imagined. Maya sustained 2 skull fractures and an orbital fracture. She also had numerous fractures to her ribs and spine, which had recently started to heal but were refractured.
You heard what he said. We healed. No, she didn't.
During this recent attack, these findings confirmed that Maya had been severely physically assaulted even before the incident captured on camera. While progress has been made, their troubles are far from over, as Officer San Juan from Hillsborough County Animal Control shares some concerning news to the vet.
So I just got phone my sergeant because of the fact that we've got repeated incidents, and realistically, if this woman bails out of jail and tries to go back to the house, she's a legal tenant in the house, nobody can stop her. I have to confiscate the dog. So the dog's got to come with me. I realize you started some work already, and she's going to go to an emergency clinic tonight.
The vet also...
Because she legally lives there, I'm guessing she pays rent or something like that. They have like a contract. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure how it works, but she can. There's a chance that she might get out of jail or get out of bond, and because if she can get out and she might return, that means it's a danger for the dog. You know, obviously, if she comes back, she's gonna be pissed off, and she would want to do something to the dog. Because if she got bit by the dog and she did all these things out of pure revenge, what do you think she's gonna do if she ever comes out and the dog is home?
noted that due to the fractures on her face, another kick or strike to the head could potentially have killed Maya, as the impact could have driven the bone into her brain.
So once Maya is stable, she could go back home with mom.
Most likely.
It was like, because if she doesn't know the definitive, she's not turning her over. She needs to go to not just a random kennel.
Yep, absolutely.
So if it comes down to it, she can come here and board.
Okay.
Officer Orendorff later reports that after meeting with Kimberly and Maya again, he learns Maya is now permanently blind in her left eye as a...
Oh, poor baby. Oh, it's like a permanent, what do you call it? It's like a reminder, permanent reminder of what happened to the dog, and you know, the mom's gonna remember all the, oh, what I'm saying, it hurts even deeper. Like, it hurts even deeper knowing that it actually made a physical harm that is for Maya's entire life into, you know, like, left eye, permanent blind. It's not like a little thing, and knowing the reason why she has it is like, oh, how could you do this?
A direct result of the severe head trauma sustained during the attack. Kimberly also shares a disturbing theory with him that Elizabeth's motive for torturing Maya stems from jealousy over the attention Austin gives the dog.
Okay. My reasoning was like, because, you know, she got bit and they removed her nail, and she wanted revenge because, you know, she wanted the dog to feel that type of pain too. That's why she tore 4 toenails, and then afterward it escalated. But I guess, you know, jealousy over detention. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
This theory is further supported when Officer Orendorff discovers that the attack occurred on Maya's 9th birthday.
You're so fucking
Despite the heartbreak and trauma of the situation, Maya's family finds some relief as justice is served just 9 days later on May 10th. Elizabeth James was charged with 4 second-degree felony counts of aggravated cruelty to animals with a weapon and 6 third-degree felony counts of aggravated cruelty to animals, torture, or torment. She was found guilty on all 10 counts on May 10th, 2023.
Look at her. Did you see how she like prolonged the torment? Like she didn't just hit the dog repeatedly until she stopped. She stopped, let it whimper, then start again. Oh my god, you're
And sentenced to 5 years and 8 months in Florida State Prison, followed by 3 years of probation. Additionally, she's permanently banned from owning animals and is required to complete anger management classes. Following the incident, Austin broke up with Elizabeth and denied ever knowing about any assault taking place in the household. As for Maya, it was reported that she made a full recovery and was reunited with Kimberly and Austin. A final happy ending to such a harrowing story.
This video was really emotionally charged from my side, but it was very emotional to watch because, like, as a person who owns a dog, I cannot believe if somebody, like, I can't believe if my partner did something to my dog. I love my dog to death. What do you mean you were hitting, kicking, and fractured her, like, the ribs, the head, and she could have died, and then she got blind. Oh. What I picked up is that she got bit by the dog. She had to remove her toenail or fingernail, what the hell it was. She got pissed. She got mad. She wanted revenge. So she did the exact same to the dog. And it was a repeated thing. And at that point, I'd be like, this is a very targeted issue. A targeted, pulling a dog's nail is a very specific thing. And then, like, the dog having wounds and stuff like that. It's not normal. It's a 9-year-old dog. It's an old doggy. The old dog is not going to be running around like it did in the teenage years. And then you've been with this woman for 5 years. In that 5 years, something must have clicked. Something must be wrong. Because in 5 years, she could not keep that all up. I don't believe she's that kind of person. Because did you see the way she responded to him? He asked her what was wrong, what happened. She admitted to what she did. She beat the dog with a mallet. And she said, yeah, now your mom wanna press charges, so my education is right down the trash, or whatever the fuck she said. She's not even trying to hide it, and I don't think she's the kind of person who hides everything. I think there's like a puzzle pieces to pick up, but I don't think he fully thought she would do something like this, I don't think he thought she was that cruel. I don't think he thought so. But damn, like, I don't know. She was so, like, she didn't feel any sort of guilt. She didn't shy away from what she did. The only concern she had was, like, can I talk to my boyfriend? Even when the boyfriend showed up, she didn't even talk to him for that long. She just said what happened and how the mom fucked up her education. And she's like, yeah, can you roll up the window? What a bit!